For this lesson, we're going to look at how to do dilations of figures. And what a dilation is, it means to shrink or enlarge a figure. So when we dilate a figure, we're either going to make it bigger or we're going to make it smaller. And the scale factor is what tells us how much bigger or how much smaller to make it. So it's often a fraction or a value to multiply by. Tells how much. Tells how much bigger or smaller. So this first one, for example, we're going to dilate the figure by a scale factor of 2. That means it's going to be 2 times bigger than what this current figure is. So then what we're going to do is we're going to start by finding the ordered pairs for all these. And I know this doesn't have all the nice lines on it, but we can still find the ordered pairs. So D is the point. Let's see, it looks like that's going to be 7, 3. C is going to be 6, 5. B is 2, 6. F is 1, 4. And point E is at 1, 2. And then once we have all our ordered pairs, all our coordinates for the vertices, we're going to make them 2 times bigger. So we're going to multiply them all by 2. So on this one, we're going to times by 2. So let's start with point E, for example. If I multiply that point by 2, let's see, this is E, 1, 2. Becomes, so again, that's E prime. This is our pre-image. So our image, E prime, becomes 2, 4. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. I'm going to go ahead and find all of these points first, and then I'll go ahead and plot them. So we did E. Let's look at F. F was 1, 4. Multiply that by 2. So F prime is going to be 2, 8. B was at 2, 6. So then B prime would be at 4, 12. Again, we're multiplying by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And 6 times 2 is 12. And then we'll do C was at 6, 5. So C prime will now be at 6 times 6 is 12. 5 times 5 is 10. So 12, 10. And point D, our last one, was at 7, 3. So D prime will now be at 14, 6. Now I'm just going to go ahead and start plotting all those points. So E prime is at 2, 4. 2, 4. And that was E prime. And then F prime is at 2, 8. That's F prime. B prime is at 4, 12. 4, 12. And that was B prime. C prime is at 12, 10. So go over 12 on the X and up to 10 on the Y. That's C prime. And D prime is at 14, 6. 14, 6. And that's D prime. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect my dots so I can see my image. So that blue one is our pre-image, the original. And this orange one is now our image, our new one. And we can see that it is 2 times as big as our original image, or original figure, sorry, the pre-image. We're going to do something similar on number 2, except for this time it says dilate by the scale factor of 1/2. So this is going to get smaller, and we're going to multiply by half, so it's going to be half the size that it currently is. We're going to start by doing the same thing. I'm going to get the ordered pairs for all these points. I'm just going to go ahead and write them off to the side this time. So E is at 9, 5. D is at 9, 3. C is at 5, 2. And B is at 5, 6. So to find our image, this is our pre-image, to find our image, we're going to multiply each of those by half. So 9 times 1/2. And timesing by 1/2, remember, is the same thing as just dividing by 2. So I could take 9 times 1/2, make that 9 over 1, multiply straight across. So we end up with 9 over 2. So the shortcut is just to divide by 2. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So that's our E prime. For D prime, 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. For C prime, 5 divided by 5 is 2.5. And 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. 2 divided by 2 is 1. For B prime, 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then we're going to take all of our new points for our image. I'm going to plot those. So E prime should be at 4.5, 2.5. So I kind of estimate 4.5, 2.5. And that is going to be our E prime. And then D prime is at 4.5, 1.5. That's our D prime. C prime is at 2.5, 1. And B prime is at 2.5, 3. That's B prime. And then I can connect my dots so I can see my image. And it is now half the size that it was originally. And keep in mind, I'm kind of estimating here, so it does not look perfect. And you can tell by a number. If we have a number smaller than 1, then it's going to get smaller. And if our number our scale factor is bigger than 1, it's going to get bigger. If it's just 1, it would stay the same size. It wouldn't change at all. So it's either going to be less than 1 or it's going to be bigger than 1.